He's a great puck-moving guy. He's a shutdown guy. He's a power play, penalty kill. So he does a little bit of everything.
He's not only a spectacular, special defenseman, but he's a special person. He's a great leader. He's a great mentor for our young guys.
Ryan Suter is one of the premier hockey players in the world. He's a captain for the Wild, an all-star, and an Olympic medalist. But his story is about more than hockey.
Start it.
It's about a blue-collar lifestyle with a focus on family. Suter was born and raised in America's Dairyland. He's a native of Madison and still resides on a peaceful piece of land about 30 minutes from the state's capital.
We kind of picked this place because it was away from everything. Out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by woods. It's peaceful. It's home. There's nothing better than going home. For me, it's just being able to get away from everything and relax and recharge the batteries. It's up on the hill, so you got a good view. We rent out the tillable land here to a farmer. I think there's 30 or 40 acres that we rent out. This year they have soybeans in. Last year they had corn in and you couldn't even see. It's away from everything and it's nice to look at, I guess. Wannabe farmer.
Suter may not be plowing the fields, but there's plenty of other work to be done, and it's hard manual labor. And that's how Ryan spends his off-season.
When we first bought the land, there was obviously nothing here, and this was all kind of farmland. We had out to probably where the driveway is, there was tall brush, so we didn't really know what we were doing. We had weed whackers and I think shovels, and we're just trying to get the underbrush out. You know, now we have it down to kind of a science where you go in with like a big tough cut mower and mow down the heavy stuff and then send guys in with the chainsaws and cut the dead trees up. So I want it to look like a state park and we're on our way.
Ryan is married and the father of 3. In the off-season, his family is involved in his daily activities.
This is my my promoter, Brooks. He's 4 and a half. Loves the Wild, loves playing hockey, and loves being here in the summertime. That was a good one. I have my wife, Becky. We've been married going on 6 years now. We have a 4.5-year-old, Brooks. He's with me all day, every day. Avery's 2.5, and then we have Parker. She is 4 months, so we got, you know, a lot of chaos going on here. This is my daughter, Avery. She's 2. Can you wave? Can you say hi? Can you give a thumbs up? She loves being outside too and loves her brother. Doesn't she, Brooks? Yeah. Most guys, they talk about how they have their nice cars and, you know, nice houses and all that stuff. And the things that I'm most proud of are obviously my family, but I like nice green grass. I like the nice stripes in the grass. Last summer we put the tennis court in. This was full of trees, as you could probably imagine. So we cut all the trees down and we had to burn them. I'm terrible at tennis, but it's something we wanted to put in. I feel like if you're out here and the kids want to have friends over, you got to have stuff for them to do, otherwise they're going to want to go to someone else's house. So a lot of guys golf a lot of the summer, work out, go golf, and for me, I work out and go work. So I tell guys I work harder in the summertime than I do during the season, and they all laugh at me.
In the last 2 summers, he has hired my youngest son to work with him on his gentleman farm that he has, and also at the ice arena. And he would live with Ryan and Becky. And they get up at 6:30 in the morning. They work out for 1 hour. They have breakfast. They do stuff with the kids. Then they go out and they work the farm and they drive the tractor and they cut the trees and they move the rocks. So he's constantly doing something. It was a tremendous summer experience that my son will never forget, and it's because Ryan worked with him side by side. You didn't tell him, you go out and do this. You know, you go out and cut these trees down. The 2 of them were cutting the trees down and then, you know, getting a wood cutter and shredding it. So they worked together and he really enjoyed it.
Brooks, should we show them the wall we built? Don't look too close now because it might be a little unlevel. This was the wall. We did all the plants here and pretty proud of it. Saved us a lot of money. That was the biggest part. I like things to look nice. I mean, if you're gonna spend the money on something, you should take care of it. Yeah, look at that wall, guys. How perfect is that?
Good.
Yeah, so all this woods, you couldn't see through it. You couldn't see 2 feet in. It was full of brush. And now, I mean, every week we got to go back through it because sticks fall and there's dead trees. And Don't take any shots of the upper parts of the trees, because then you'll see how many dead ones are left.
And that's a dead one.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for pointing that out. My younger brother and I, we built all the retaining walls around here. When my dad was around, he helped us do all the sod.
It's not surprising that Ryan had help from his family because the Suters are a close-knit group. They're also a prominent hockey name. Ryan's dad, Bob, was a standout for the Badgers, helping lead them to a national title in 1977. He was also a member of the Miracle on Ice team in 1980. Ryan had two uncles that also played for Wisconsin, including Gary, who was part of the NCAA championship team in 1983, went on to a 17-year NHL career, was a four-time All-Star, and twice an Olympian.
For me, growing up, watching my uncle, watching my dad won a gold medal in 1980 and was probably the most famous sports team ever. To watch him show up to work every day, he had his work boots on, he was a normal guy. People would come into the rink, take pictures with him. He'd have his jeans and work boots on, and he was proud.
Ryan's parents had him on skates when he was just a toddler, and soon after, he was idolizing his dad and uncle, trying to follow in their footsteps.
My sophomore year, I moved down to Culver, Indiana, to a military school. Played hockey there, and then my junior and senior year, I went up and played in Ann Arbor, Michigan for the U.S. team. It was tough, yeah, but I knew that if you want to make it to the next level, you had to make sacrifices, and that was a sacrifice for me. I didn't get to grow up going to high school like a normal kid and go to the high school dances and those type of things. That's what I wanted, though. I wanted to have a chance to play college hockey. When I was younger, I just wanted to play college hockey at Wisconsin. I wanted to be like my dad, like my uncle. I didn't even really think about playing in the NHL.
Suter is now in his 11th NHL season, and he's one of the league's elite. But he's still humble, and that is evident in his version of a man cave.
This is my proudest part of the house, probably, being in the shed and just coming down here and getting away from everything. I like machinery and to be around this stuff. When I was 15 years old, I could drive the Zamboni before I drove a car. So I've grown up around machinery and manual labor, and that's me. Every day is so intense. You're worrying about your position in the standings. If your team's not performing or you're not performing, you're thinking about all those different things. And sometimes I'll have one of the guys that are up here send me pictures like, oh, what's it look like at the shed? Everything clean? You've been doing that. So I try to stay as involved with the rink and up here as I can, because it is the time to just get away. Normally when we're out here, I got my work boots on, my jeans on, but I guess I'll wear a golf shirt and sandals and show you how she rides here.
Long days of hard labor, but there is always time for family.
Go, Avery! Kick your feet! Cannonball.
I'm holding my breath.
Why don't you show some push-ups here to the camera? 10 push-ups. Good job. Just gonna take Brooks to football practice and watch him score a few touchdowns, flag football, and it turns into tackle football. It's too hard to grab the flag, so they just smash into each other. We're looking for the next Aaron Rodgers. It's awesome. I mean, all year long, during the season, they support me. Now in the summertime, I can finally support the things that they do.
All right.
Whether it's swim lessons or football or for Avery gymnastics. It's fun to be around it, a lot of fun to be a part of that because I miss so much of it during the season. Brooks hasn't sat down yet today. He had lunch with us, but he's always been on the go, and I think that's good for kids to be out doing things. A lot of guys laugh at me when I tell them what I do in the summertime, and a few guys have come and seen my home. It's me, and sometimes I'll be working with my brother at the rink, or last night I was mowing the grass at 9 o'clock at night. I could hardly see, and I always just kind of laugh to myself, like, how many guys would really be doing this? Like, why am I out here doing this? I love it.